Hi everyone, welcome to Helppo. I'm Catherine Slingsby. Today we're going to be discussing questions from an IELTS test, specifically focusing on reading comprehension from the IELTS academic exam. The IELTS academic exam, which is for people who want to attend university in an English-speaking country or seek professional certification. This video is the first of a three-part series, each covering a different section based on the same reading passage. This video looks at the matching paragraph information section. The second one will examine a not given section, while the last one will go over a summary completion section. Ready? Let's get started with the matching paragraph information section. Groundwork. When starting a matching paragraph information section, it is best to start by reading or skimming the passage first, noting down a summary for yourself as you go along. In a case like this, where you have multiple sets of questions based on the same reading passage, this can also help you answer the questions in the next sections, but more on that in the next video. In this case, the instructions tell you that you'll be answering a letter, A through F. There are 6 paragraphs, but only 5 questions, so one paragraph won't have an associated summary. On your scratch paper, write down A through F in a vertical line, and prepare to summarize each paragraph. This means writing down a brief statement explaining the main point of that paragraph. If you'd like to practice answering these questions before hearing our explanation, please pause the video to read the questions to yourself. The practice questions used in this video are publicly available on the official IELTS website, link below. Also, you can click on the link in the description to hear my colleague, Jenna, read the passage and questions out loud, and then join us again when you're ready. Let's continue. As you read the paragraphs, you'll likely end up with a set of notes like this. A. Helium is becoming a scarce resource. B. Where helium is found and what creates it. C. Describes various uses for helium. D. Why the loss of helium would be a global crisis. E. How the Helium Privatization Act lowered prices, caused people to waste it. F. Recommends solutions to help us preserve helium. Now it's time to take a look at the questions. Matching paragraph question 1. Question 27 is looking for a use for helium that makes an activity safer. If we look at our summaries, we can see that paragraph C mentions several uses for helium. A short look at the paragraph reveals this sentence. Helium is also instrumental in deep-sea diving, where it is blended with nitrogen to mitigate the dangers of inhaling ordinary air under high pressure. In other words, helium is used to make deep-sea diving safer. This means C is our answer. Crossing C off our list, it's time to move on to the second question. Matching paragraph question 2. Question 28 asks about the possibility of creating an alternative to helium. If we look at our list of summaries, B seems like it would be the most probable answer. However, when we look at the reading passage, it becomes clear that paragraph B is all about natural sources for helium, not how to manufacture something with similar properties. Where should we turn next? Despite our summaries not immediately leading us to the right answer, they can still save us time. Having gone through the passage once, we should try to avoid reading the entire passage again. We know it's not C, as we've already used that, and neither E or F seems likely based on the summary, which only leaves us with paragraphs A and D. A quick skim reveals the following in paragraph D. Its unique qualities are extraordinarily difficult, if not impossible, to duplicate. Certainly no biosynthetic ersatz product is close to approaching the point of feasibility for helium. While that is a lot of scientific words, more common words like duplicate, unique qualities, and feasibility suggest that this is indeed talking about creating a helium alternative. With our answer recorded as D, we could move into the next question. However, if we were not confident in our answers, another possible strategy would be to skip this question for now and come back to it after answering some of the other questions in this section. Remember, When you have questions with a limited set of answers, you can always skip questions you're not certain about and return when you've eliminated other answers. Whatever type of reading comprehension section you're working on, the IELTS almost always has a way for you to narrow down your possible answers, so you don't waste time repeatedly searching the entire reading passage. Matching paragraph question 3. Question 29 asks us to find the paragraph which contains a term describing the process of how helium is taken out of the ground. When we look at our summaries, B is once again a strong contender. Looking at the paragraph, we see the following. The helium is mostly trapped in subterranean natural gas bunkers and commercially extracted through a method known as fractional distillation. Given that, we know that subterranean means underground, and known as is a phrase used to introduce a name we can be confident that we have found the right answer, B. Before we move on, we should cross B off our list of summaries. Matching paragraph question 4. Question 30 asks for a reason why users of helium do not make efforts to conserve it. Now that we've already answered half the questions in this section, we're in the home stretch. Only A, E, and F are possible answers. And when we take a look at the summaries we wrote, E seems to be the obvious answer. Skimming through the paragraph, we find the following. The result of this fire sale is that global helium prices are so artificially deflated that few can be bothered recycling the substance or using it judiciously. Here, the key words are at the end, where it says that low prices do not encourage people to recycle helium or use it sparingly. As we record our answer, E, it's time to move on to the last question in this section. Matching paragraph question 5. Question 31 asks for a paragraph which describes the contrast between helium's chemical properties and how non-scientists think about it. We only have 2 possible answers left, A and F. Our summary for F is talking about solutions to the helium scarcity, while A is the introduction to helium. Of the 2, A is more likely because talking about the chemical properties of helium seems like a topic which is better suited for the introduction. As we look for a sentence describing helium's chemical properties, we come to this. Helium, an inert, odorless, monatomic element, known to lay people as the substance that makes balloons float and voices squeak when inhaled. The phrase inert, odorless, monatomic element is definitely a chemical description, while the phrase lay people is a synonym for non-scientists. A is our answer. If you had decided to look at F instead of A, you wouldn't have been able to find a good match for the phrases in the question, encouraging you to turn to A instead. It would have taken some extra time, but you still would have found the right answer. That's all I have for you today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you found this video useful, please give us a like, subscribe to this channel, and share it with your friends. Our sponsor for this video is Helppo, an online tutoring company specializing in connecting students with friendly tutors from top U.S. schools like Harvard University and the University of Chicago. If you need help preparing for the ACT, SAT, HKDSE, or IELTS, and others, consider making an appointment at hihelppo.com. Alternatively, you can reach out to Helppo's Student Success Team by sending us a WhatsApp message. Links to everything are below in the description. Videos like this wouldn't be possible without the support of the Helppo team. Our scriptwriters include graduates from top schools across the U.S., such as MIT and the University of Chicago. Together, they have over 15 years of experience helping others achieve their goals. A special thanks also goes out to our production staff as they work tirelessly to get the content to you, our wonderful viewers. As always, have a great day and best of luck on the IELTS.